Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. I am a voice teacher and vocal coach, and I offer online lessons anywhere in the world. If you are interested, click on my website at vocalsplendor.com. But today I'm going to do a react video to one of the most iconic rock singers of all time, Freddie Mercury, singing Somebody to Love with his band Queen. Let's have a listen. Love his piano skills, and I love all the beer on the piano too.
Can somebody find somebody love? Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to stop just a minute. I want to share something that he does so effortlessly. You know, he is changing his mouth shape all the time. So it's like, going up here to there, here to. So the way he's doing that, his mouth is completely relaxed, but he is a master of going to different tones. He started with a little breath with the cool jazzy. I love that jazzy intro. And then he could do riffs, a little bit of air on the breath, and then going from the round to the bright. So watch that. Notice his jaw is completely relaxed. It's what I call the puppet jaw, because his mouth is just enunciating really freely with no tension whatsoever in his jaw. So look for that as we go on. Okay, another thing I wanted you to notice too is that this is in the era where there was no drum machines. Everybody had to play in time. The other thing that he is moving his body with the beat. To sing rock and really rhythmic music, you have to feel it organically in your body. This is something that if you're classical or choir trained, it's really difficult because you're taught to not do that. You get in trouble if you do that. But when you sing in a rock band or anything rhythmic, feeling it in the body is going to really help you. And of course, with him, it's just all incorporated with what he's doing. Awesome backups. I love the voices. See how relaxed the jaw is? Energy from his in below. Perfect. And I love it. He just gets down doing all that stuff on stage, jumps right back in the piano, which is great. And you know, to be honest, sometimes when you're playing the piano, I've played keyboards in bands, there's a sense of security because the keyboard kind of keeps you grounded, but it's awesome that he jumps up. Well, he has to. He's the foreman. And just want to say, since we're frozen on Brian May, this guy is an astrophysicist, really. So he's a rock guitarist and a huge scientist. It just blows my mind. he does when he's in key. Not at all. Awesome. Just see how he added just a little grit, that jealousy. So he has so much control of his voice, he can totally change the texture of his voice at will. And part of that is because he's very relaxed up here and he knows how to power the voice. Those are the two things that I talk about a lot on my channel, is keeping relaxed, energizing from here. And then that grit, which gave it just a little bit of that edge. Wish I was there. And notice his speaking voice sounds like his singing voice. That's another great sign. It's just really aligned, and his voice is really healthy. It's a lot of sound. It's so organic with him, including the performance too. Notice he brought everything really down here. It's a long song, and when you do dynamic contrast and build it up again, it makes it more interesting. Belt of love. Great backup vocals too. Amazing.
Somebody love.
Woo, riffs.
Find me.
All on the breath, ease, flow. Now he's just ripping. These guys are kind of making things up as they do what we call a tag ending, where we repeat the same chord progression over and over again. Gives everybody a chance to do some improvisation. Woo! Awesome. A falsetto. What does he not be able to do? Awesome! Drummer's got the high notes. And super awesome instrumentalists, all of them. Oh my gosh. Woo! Awesome. All right, so what's the takeaway here? I don't know what to say. Freddie Mercury is just one of those gods of singing, I have to say, because he has all of the right stuff. First of all, he is a big guy. He is big, tall man with a lot of vitality. And he also has that singer's face I've talked about before. So the people with the big sound tend to have a pretty large face, a lot of width through the cheekbones, big chin, huge mouth, as you can see. Dentistry wasn't his thing, but lots of spread on the teeth and lots of power. He actually could sing almost anything that he wants. he could sing opera if he wanted to, and he does. And I'll actually review that one a little bit later. But let's talk a bit more about that performance. It was so amazing because he covered so many different things. He played the piano. He did a little jazzy intro, which I loved. I love jazz. And you can hear that improv. So improv is a way, it means making things up. So you're doing riffs, perfect control of the breath, and it was really fun. And then he actually did a lot of variation, like we talked about. He actually had that, could go back and forth between that really bright edge, even with a little rasp, into this really round, almost baritone color. And the way he did that is by using incredible breath. Now, the thing about the British singers, I've noticed they have a little bit better vocal training. I'll just straight point say it. United States, the vocal training is kind of hit and miss. It really depends on the school district, on how much you are getting actually some good musical training. Somehow those Brits just have a bit more education on that. So I've noticed overall the British bands tend to have really strong vocals. So for him, he just had notes top to bottom. And the other thing is his face was always relaxed. Something to look at. I mean, I know I get distracted by the big stash too, but his jaw and his mouth were always like this. You saw this, you saw that. But the chin, what he was doing with his cheeks and chin is completely passive. So whether he was belting or he was doing more round sounds, everything was relaxed here. Energy comes from the breath, comes from bringing in that breath and having the passion and the power. Now, on top of that, he was an amazing performer with tons of stage presence and charisma, bottom line. And of course, I have to talk about the guys, Brian May, and I can't remember the drummer's name, but they offered amazing compliments. And they were playing just as hard as he was and perfect harmonies, and it sounded awesome. And tons of, Also, the end, there's a bit of that jazzy interlude where he was doing a lot of ad-libbing, improv, it all means the same thing, making things up on that chord structure. And we call that a tag. So you can keep going and going. So someone probably cut the band off, said, okay, we're going to end it. And it was awesome. I so wish I had seen him when he was around. I was too small to probably go to his concerts, but it was great. Thank you for YouTube. We get to see all this. So let me know, who else should I react to? I appreciate all the comments and suggestions, and I look forward to making more videos for you. Thanks again, and have a great day.